Hi, welcome back. In the last video, we explored the importance of UX research. In this video, we're going to discuss the design thinking framework. It shows us where UX research fits into the overall UX design process and what role it plays, helping you connect user research with product design. You may often hear people say, "We need to have design thinking." But what exactly is design thinking? Most designers follow the design thinking framework when innovating. Design thinking is a simple visual model that represents a design process, divided into 5 distinct stages: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Before the discovery of the design thinking framework, many designers' processes were quite chaotic. Now, from the first idea all the way to the final product launch, the design thinking framework helps make the process organized and systematic. First, let's focus on the first 2 steps, empathize and define, which are the main focus of the UX research phase. During the empathize stage, our task is to learn as much as possible about users, including their goals and the context in which they try to achieve those goals. You might still be a bit unclear about what we mean by context, but don't worry, we'll discuss it in more detail in a later video. At this stage, the most important thing is to let go of assumptions and guesses about users, and let your research provide solid insights to guide future design decisions. In the empathize stage, there are 2 main steps: planning and conducting the research. Let's take a deeper look at these 2 steps, starting with the research plan. The first step is defining your UX project brief. To plan a user experience research project, we need to identify the research background and the project challenge. These reflect real issues that users or companies are facing in real-life scenarios, and they are directly connected to the upcoming product design phase. Product design will be centered around the insights gained from user research to solve the problems outlined in the project background. We also need to define who we are researching. Different types of users have different variables that may impact research results, so we must narrow down the scope. Although choosing the brief is only the first step, it is extremely important. It directly determines the direction and outcome of the user research. Next, we need to establish research objectives. At this stage, we should apply some basic psychological principles to help us determine which questions are critical for design. We need to identify what we must learn from users in order to address the problems outlined in the project background. Then comes research preparation. In this step, you will recruit participants based on your research goals. You'll also evaluate the strengths and limitations of different research methods, and then select and tailor the right approach for your UX research. This includes planning the research process and organizing all necessary preparation activities. Second step of the empathize stage is conducting the research. To ensure strong research outcomes, there are key principles you must follow during this step. You'll also need to choose appropriate data recording methods to make sure no information is lost. Missing data will affect your later analysis. Now, let's go back to the design thinking framework. The second phase is the define stage. This stage includes the final 2 steps of the UX research process. Here, designers synthesize and analyze the findings gathered in the empathize stage to uncover insights and identify the most important information. During the analysis, we must determine which user needs are the most critical to address and why. This provides the foundation for setting our design goals later on. In this step, we use research tools such as affinity mapping and user journey mapping to analyze our findings, identify behavior patterns, and create user personas that guide the following innovation process. At the end of UX research, we must define the design problem to be solved. Tools like how might we questions and evaluation matrices help us identify the most valuable design directions to move forward with. The main work of ideation, prototyping, and testing is not included in this video series, but I'll also provide a brief introduction here. In the ideation stage, the main goal for UX designers is to generate solutions. To build the interaction design framework, you will brainstorm a wide range of ideas, then filter and select the most suitable ones. These ideas are then translated into user stories, information architecture, user flows, and other elements that turn concepts into real product structures. Prototype and test. Once a design direction is chosen, we enter the prototype stage. Prototyping and testing go hand in hand. At this stage, designers continuously refine their designs rather than jumping straight to the final solution. The process usually begins with low-fidelity wireframes, followed by usability testing to gather real user feedback and iterate the product. Finally, we move on to UI design once the interaction framework is validated. That covers the main content of the design thinking framework. But here's something important to keep in mind. Design is not a linear process. If issues are discovered during testing, or if we later realize that we didn't fully understand our users, we must boldly return to earlier stages of the process to avoid ending up with a flawed final design. Alright, that's everything for our overview of design thinking. In the next video, we'll dive into the first step of the Empathize stage, learning how to create a UX project brief.